Dustin "The Diamond" Poirier, one of the most respected and beloved fighters in the UFC, is nearing the end of his legendary career. After an incredible run at the top, Poirier has announced that his next fight will be his last. So, who will he face in this final battle? Let's break down the possible opponents for his retirement fight. Hey fight fans, welcome back to BMF Fights. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and drop a like if you're as excited as we are about Dustin Poirier's retirement fight. It's going to be a monumental moment in UFC history. Poirier has announced that 2025 will likely be his final year in the octagon. Why is he deciding to walk away after such an incredible career? First off, Poirier has accomplished everything a fighter could dream of in the UFC. He's been a top contender for years, fought and defeated the biggest names in the sport, and has given fans some of the most memorable moments in MMA history. After nearly 20 years in the sport, he's achieved a level of success few can match. Another reason for his decision could be personal. Poirier has often spoken about his desire to spend more time with his family and focus on his other ventures outside of fighting. He's done more than enough to cement his legacy, and now it's time to turn the page. In his last fight, Poirier had moments of success, but Makhachev's superior wrestling and grappling overwhelmed him. The fight demonstrated Poirier's heart and his ability to compete with the best. Poirier showed the MMA community that he is still elite. Makhachev's style presents a significant challenge for anyone in the division. So, who will the Diamond be stepping into the octagon with for his final fight? Let's talk about the top contenders. 1. Justin Gaethje. First up, let's talk about the man who many fans are calling the most likely opponent, Justin Gaethje. Poirier and Gaethje fought before back in 2018 at UFC, with Poirier earning a brutal fourth-round TKO victory in a fight of the night performance. In their second encounter, Gaethje delivered a stunning performance, taking the win via a head kick knockout in the second round. After a strong start from both fighters, Gaethje found his opening with a perfectly timed head kick that dropped Poirier, finishing the fight with a few ground strikes. This victory earned Gaethje the BMF title, adding another huge win to his career. For Poirier, it was a tough loss, and a trilogy between these two would be absolutely fireworks. There is a possibility that this fight could happen because Gaethje has not fought since his last knockout loss against Max Holloway, and he is available for a return. Both fighters are coming off losses in their most recent fights, so a matchup between them could be great for both. However, Gaethje has stated that he is not interested in this fight, as he is satisfied with his 1-1 record against Poirier. 2. Charles Oliveira. Next up, we've got Charles Oliveira, the former lightweight champion and submission expert. Oliveira's recent performances, including win over Michael Chandler, have shown that he's still very much in the title mix. Poirier and Oliveira had a memorable battle at UFC 269, where Oliveira pulled off a submission win in the third round. Poirier's looking for redemption, and a rematch with Oliveira would be a chance for him to go out with a win over one of the best in the division. 3. Dan Hooker. Another potential opponent is Dan Hooker, a fan favorite who has shown time and time again that he's willing to fight anyone, anywhere. Poirier and Hooker fought back in 2020 in an incredible back-and-forth battle that saw Poirier edge out a decision victory. Since then, Hooker has had some ups and downs, but he's always a dangerous competitor. A rematch would be intriguing, as both fighters have evolved, and the stakes would be much higher this time with Poirier's retirement looming. 4. Max Holloway. Max Holloway vs. Dustin Poirier for the BMF title in 2025 is a possibility. With Poirier heading into retirement soon, this could be the perfect final fight for him. Both fighters have had legendary careers, known for their heart, grit, and exciting styles, exactly what the BMF title is about. With Max Holloway moving up to the 155-pound division, this is the perfect opportunity to create a trilogy. It would be especially beneficial for Dustin Poirier, given that he leads 2-0 against Holloway. Since their last fight, both fighters have made significant improvements, and this matchup would be highly anticipated. 5. Ilia Topuria. And then there's the rising star, Ilia Topuria, who's quickly becoming one of the most dangerous fighters in the division. Topuria has said that he wants to move up to the 155-pound division soon. A fight with Poirier could be a major stepping stone for him. He's undefeated, and his dynamic skills would test Poirier in ways he hasn't been tested before. Poirier would have the veteran advantage, but Topuria's speed, power, and athleticism would make for a fight that could be a real changing of the guard. In my opinion, I don't think this fight will happen because it would be too risky for Poirier in his last fight. I think his next opponent will likely be Justin Gaethje, Max Holloway, or Dan Hooker. So, there you have it, some of the top contenders who could be sharing the octagon with Dustin Poirier in his final fight. Whether it's a rematch with Gaethje, a redemption story against Oliveira, a final war with Hooker, a BMF fight against Max Holloway, or even the challenge of a rising star like Topuria, there are plenty of exciting options for Poirier's retirement fight. Regardless of who he faces, one thing's for sure, it's going to be one of the most emotional and action-packed moments in UFC history. Let me know in the comments who you think should face Dustin Poirier in his last fight, and what kind of legacy you think he'll leave behind in the sport. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.